So let's start with how to download our software. You need to go to the Crane project website and download R for your system, Mac or Windows. If you want to download, for example, for Windows, click on Windows and install R for the first time. And please choose the download R 3.5.1 for Windows, which is the latest version. And then if you click on it, it will run R. Here it will save the exe file, and then you can run the exe file and download R. When you do so, you will end up with this R GUI interface. The R GUI interface consists of only the R console workspace. This R console workspace could be used to type in your code. Now, because the computer labs in our university configured R, or they downloaded R in the Japanese language, configured in Japanese, then we really need to download RStudio. So to download RStudio, you need to go to the RStudio website. You can't download RStudio without downloading R software. So you need to download R software first, the latest version, and then go to RStudio, go to Products, go to RStudio, and then to downloads, to Desktop, and from Desktop download RStudio Desktop. And then you have to probably choose the free version here, the open source license, and just download. And this is how you can install RStudio. Now, when you install RStudio, you will end up with 4 workspaces. As you may see, there are 4 windows here. The first window here is is a window that we could use to type in our code. If you are a programmer and you are creating packages like R packages and functions and so forth, algorithms, then you can type in your syntax over here in this space, and then you could run it, and then this will pass it over to the console workspace here, and it will be executed. However, for us as a second-hand users of the programmed packages and functions, what we need to do is, or where we need to work, is basically mostly on the console area. And here is the environment. This is not very important for us. It just shows us the latest data sets that we've been working with and their description. There's a history of all the functions and the code that you've been running. And this is quite an interesting area over here. This area has files. Then in this area I can navigate the my directories. And then I can get to my classes here and probably download a file. Now, there are different ways of reading a file on RStudio. One of the ways is to import that file, import a data set. Now, because I've used this before, it already downloaded the necessary packages to execute this command. But if you're running this trying this for the first time, it will ask you to update some of your packages. Like for instance, in this case, it is read R, and then you can import easily the file here. However, importing the file doesn't necessarily mean that R recognized a name for it or gave it a name. So you need to give a name for it. In our case, let's give it the name income with a capital I only, and the file name is income as here, income as all capitals. So if you do so, now this file, whatever its name is stored under the name income in R, and you could call the data points or observations by just typing income, the new name that you gave it to it. All right, so now what do we do? Let's start by reading the file on R Studio by using a script if you don't want to import it. And for this, you please download the manual R software from Moodle. And over here, it's a description of how to install some packages. So let me walk you through this manual. First, let's see how we can install packages. And what is a package? A package is a collection of different functions or code algorithms of different functions that computes something for you when you run a command or a function. For example, some programmer programmed different functions under a package name called histogram. So for this purpose, let's download the package histogram. Install dot packages and then quotes histogram and enter. There is a mistake here, a spelling mistake, so better just double click so that you avoid all typos. Alright, so now we're waiting until it installs the package. Once you install a package by using install or all small letters packages, you need to use library to call that package, and now the package is installed, and you could use whatever function that this package constitutes of, or this package includes. Now if you go to packages, you will find that there is a list of all the packages downloaded on my system. Here, this package histogram is checked. This means that this package is activated. I could use whatever functions in this package, and if it's not a check, then I won't be able. This means that it's passive, like a glue package is passive. It's been downloaded before, and I've used it before, but right now I did not call it. So in case you have the packages here, you don't have to install them again. What you need to do is just call them by using a library. So let's say start with, let's try CLI, for example. So library, CLI, and now it's a check. Do you see the difference, and why? When do you need to install that packages? you use install.packages when you need to install or add a package to this group of packages that you already installed before. So if you don't have it, you need to install it. But if you already have it and you remember that you installed it before, what you need to do is use the library command or function. Okay, so now we know how to download a package. Let's go ahead and read a data file using R Studio. There are two ways to read the data file, but let me just walk you through this way of reading a data file. This way of reading a data file is basically you're giving a name to your data file first and foremost. The name that we decided on is income with an I capital. And this reads a file that is in a CSV format, but instead of feeding it with the location or the directory, the path of the function of the folder or the file, here it prompts you a visual interface, a very friendly user interface that we will see in a bit like that. and you could browse to open the file. So let's go ahead and type in this income. Let's hope I don't make any spelling mistakes. Income is what? Is read.csv. All right. And then instead of typing in the location, what I need to do is file.choose. Okay, so I'll use file.choose, and it's over here. Choose a file interactively. Perfect. So file, choose, and then I need to give it a header, I think. Was it? Yes, it's a header. We need to tell it that the header is true. I need to tell it that the separation here that we are using it's a comma, and here we go. These are the different arguments of the read.csv function. Perfect. And now we are prompted with this very friendly interface, and we can just choose income and open. And now income, all in capitals, the file itself is read and saved under income. Let's make sure that this is true and we've done it correctly, and here we go. It actually read the data. So this is a very interesting way and very easy way to read a file using RStudio. So first method is just to click on the file, going here to files, find the file, and click either view file, but view file won't make you able to read the file. Import the data set. If you can do it through the file interface, the file workspace here, what you can do is go to file, go to import datasets, and guess what? You can import datasets with different formats. Excel, not necessarily CSV. Let me show you something. So let me import a dataset from Excel file, an Excel file that is not a CSV. Here's a browse, and I have something on my desktop. I think I called it S right there. And as you may see, there's no little a here. It's not a CSV file, and it is just a worksheet. It tells you here it's a worksheet. It's type Microsoft Excel worksheet. Okay, so let's choose this. Let's import it, and here it is. So it was able to read it. And do we need to give it a name? Let's give it a name, SLS, and let's see. Yes, it read it. So basically what I did is this SLS function, file that I just read by using the file import dataset, just saved it in a label called S, or a variable called S, and then I just called it. Interesting. So now I hope that you are comfortable with how to read a file using RStudio. Again, you can do it through clicking import dataset file and import dataset with different file formats. I'm just very accustomed to saving all my files in a CSV format so that I could use whatever, either the RGUI or the RStudio. You can also use this script to read a file, and it is also a very friendly way to reading a file. All right, as for now, I'm just gonna leave it here because I don't wanna create very long videos. In the next video, I will walk you through the descriptive statistics or the summary statistics.